Alright, welcome back to Eden Zero Anime Review, episode number 43. We're discussing the 43rd episode of the series, which is Star Drain. Yeah, that's actually a move, believe it or not. This episode finished up adapting from chapter 117, go from page 12 to the end of the chapter. That's the entirety of chapters 118 and 119, and that goes to the first 11 pages of chapter 120. Here's something interesting, though. The last few pages of chapter 118 saved for the end of the episode. The reason, because we have debut of the character Shura, which I kind of predicted he would appear in this episode. His debut is this. We have a girl who comes to his room. He's with two other girls. Like, I'm sorry I missed your call last night. So he missed your call. It's like, how long, working here? He's like, working about a week. And then he proceeds to use his gravity powers, yes, gravity powers, to push the girls off him to the ceiling, splatting them on the ceiling of his room, and bludgeoning, saying, oh, I can have much more women as I want. And that's it for the episode. You're thinking, why you start with that? Well, because for some reason they put that at the end of the episode. I had no idea what the heck JC's up to it for. Probably because they went in with it was shocking like that. The only other thing we have going on here, where all the craziness is happening here, well, let's start with Shira first. Not Shira, Shiki, where he's battling one of the members of Poseidon's group. It is Orc. Yes, Orc. So he battles Orc and goes with Orc. Orc is shocked at the fact he has one, and he beats him quite easily. And then he goes to deal with Homura, and then he goes to see Homura, which she fights off against the guy with the glue. That is Mora. Fights him for a while. Does basically a Wolverine style pose, because apparently she has more than one blade she can summon out of things for ether. And like, oh, it can't cut him, so use lightning. First come on dirt, use lightning, and that beats him. And she basically is suffering from, he looks like heat stroke. But Shiki saves her, because of a piggyback ride, until he falls over. He eventually has a spring. He falls over because of a bug, because he hates bugs. So Homura has to drag him to the spring. And that's it for that. In the case of Rebecca, who battles the character Brittany, who can basically shoot out smoke. Yeah, her ability knocks out Happy and Pino and shocks, well, Rebecca, and tries to kick with her ability. Doesn't work. Then with her cat leap ability, then of course she decides to just trick her using at the image and proceeds to run away. Though she also briefly has her get sent to the surface because of basically fire, and that's it for that one. And then we see Elsa Crimson arrive with the freaking planet. Yes, we see her. She's here with her crew. Like, oh, I heard this place has delicious food. What is with all these angry robots? Then she proceeds to do her, believe it or not, it's like, now, you might be thinking, did JC Staff rip off the anime Fairy Tail? No, they did not, because Hiromuchma ripped off himself with this scene. We have Elsa Crimson's version of a requip. Yes, Elsa Crimson has the same exact power as Urza Scarlet. Where basically, now, she has like armors in storage. Here, she just makes armor out of ether and proceeds to have a star move. And by the way, this outfit is very similar to one of the outfits that Urza Scarlet wears. And he uses his ability to knock out a bunch of robots. And of course, one of the guys is a perv because he basically knows more bear skin for Elsa Crimson. No denying it, his captain's hot. So what do you expect? We also see Justice, where he's looking for Elsa Crimson. And that's it for him. Whis, meanwhile, he actually has a good plot development with him. Where we also see Jin, Clones, Laguya, and Muskoy, while dealing with the drone take a good chunk, and of course they fire, and of course what would cause all this, basically a satellite. So here's the thing, they have to, because okay, why not just destroy it if this is the cause of the virus? They have to reconfigure it, because if destroy it, then the robots won't go back to normal. So they have to modify it. So basically, Whis is basically, that's the reason why I summon up there. So he uses one of the drone ships that goes straight up to the satellite to basically reconfigure it. And you're thinking like, wow, you just accurately described this episode because that's literally what it is. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 things going on here. Also, the Chakose, what was her name? The chubby girl. Chuckapoo. Yeah, Chuckapoo. She just here just get some like money basically like to get some whatchamacallit, get some food and clothing. This episode also is debut of the plant Nero the 73. Yeah, and from what I've read here, apparently this episode is probably gonna be the sole appearance of Planet because they only appears as one chapter of the manga. Yeah, it's like very brief. Though Poseidon Share will basically, let's just say, do something more, but interesting though the fact that he actually, it's not surprising that he makes his debut here. Yeah, it is not all that surprising, the fact that it's like that. But yeah, that's particularly it for particular view. Next up is Case Closed, and I'm hoping to get time. I'll basically watch Legend of Heroes Dead. Okay, next video. Bye.